What's up, everybody? This is Chase with the Field and Sports Report. I am coming to you live in Elkhart, Indiana at the 2026 Dealer Expo. And I am here at Keystone RV checking out the coolest single axle travel trailer on the market right now, the Keystone Reign. The Reign, as you can already see, does not look like any other travel trailer you've seen before. That exterior paint, and yes, I said paint, is a Mercedes blue we call Quell. And it's not your traditional RV surface. So that's actually automotive aluminum. So typically a travel trailer is going to have fiberglass or corrugated tin. This is true automotive aluminum that has dent repair and a 10-year color guarantee. That is a dare to compare if I've ever heard one. You've also got this really cool and unique line edge lighting that you see wrapping around the shell of the camper. That operates on a dimmer switch, and you can turn it on and off for when you're trying to look a little bit more stealthy, but when you want people to know where you're at, that is a very cool feature. This particular floor plan, we are looking at the Reign 19RK, the 19 rear kitchen model. You're coming in at a hair over 23 feet overall, bumper to tongue, and a little bit above 4,000 pounds. So you're gonna be towed by a majority of vehicles, large SUVs, half-ton trucks. This is made for you. Starting at that tongue, you're gonna see creature comforts to help with camp setup, like a power tongue jack. You can go out and stay out longer with dual 20-pound LP containers, and your wiring is all housed with the Gigi box up front that acts as a battery disconnect. That is not an aluminum chassis, that's actually a painted steel Huck bolt chassis that we powder coat to protect against all rust and corrosion. And to operate those lights, you would open up your slam latch baggage door that magnets onto the side, and look at this deep pass-through. That is where your light switch will be, right next to your solar controller. And on the opposite side of the pass-through, you're gonna see that you've got inverter prep already installed into the Keystone Reign. Operating with a nice slam latch baggage door. Tinted frameless windows that make this look so cool and really hard to see in when you're looking at the campsite. But I don't want to get lost and just talk about how cool the Reign looks. This is actually one of the best constructed travel trailers I've seen and reviewed. Starting from the ground up, you're using 15-inch all-terrain tires, which are safer and smoother on any road, not just when you're going off-road. And those are going to be equipped with a Dexter Tourflex torsion axle suspension system. So that acts independently, meaning if you run over a pothole on the left side, the right is going to stay on the ground, making for a much smoother and safer tow, typically against a leaf spring axle system. I'm going to go one more level underneath because you're going to see that we have an enclosed underbelly, which is a big dare to compare against any other single axle travel trailer. 12 gauge steel fender, full size spare, and you can see we're a little wedged and blocked from going in on the off door side, but on the other side you're going to see a 30 amp service connection and also your tankless endless hot water heater. There's just a trigger showing that your inverter prepped. The Reign comes standard with 220 watts of solar, which is going to be powering your 12 volt systems, no problem charging your battery to do so. Gonna check the inside of the Reign 19RK. Wow. And as soon as you open that door, you're greeted with the largest in-class refrigerator on the market, 11 cubic feet. The 19RK does have a slide, which is what this sofa is operating on. So we've got the slide in the out position. But one thing that I always like to mention when we're talking about Reign is when we've designed these campers, we know that you're going to want to get to your bedroom, your bathroom when you're on the go. So when you're in traveler mode and that slide is pushed all the way inside, you can still get to your bathroom. You can still get to your private bedroom. So those are just creature comforts from campers and the feedback we've heard through the years. Here is that rear kitchen. So everything you need, you can already see just how big that refrigerator is. It's 12 volt, cools down in 30 minutes, powered via your solar, charging the battery, and opens from both sides in case you're just trying to grab a water from outside, or if you're cooking in the kitchen and need to grab an ingredient from the inside. I love the fact that it's a split fridge freezer. And you're going to pair that up with a microwave air fryer combo. I don't know about you, but when I am camping, I like to eat. You've got two oversized burners seamlessly integrated into the countertop. And this countertop is very unique. This is what's called ThinScape. Same properties of solid surface, except much lighter. And you can take a pan straight from the burners and set it right on top, and it is not going to damage it. You get up to 500 degrees sitting on top of that countertop, and we've got it in every place that we can put it. Storage for pots, pans, oversized circular stainless steel sink with a very beautiful rainfall faucet that also, when turned, has an additional port for pot filling. I love the material, and this does convert into a bed very easily. Just jackknifes down with some additional storage underneath. Then you've got two leg kickouts as well for when you're sitting. But this material, really easy to clean. If you have pets, if you have dogs, it's not going to scratch up with their claws. And if they shed, which mine does, you're going to have to vacuum it. And this material does not keep that fur stuck on it like others do. You've got upgrades wherever you see it. Blackout curtains on every window. And then your beautiful breakfast nook paired with two bar stools, additional storage. There is that ThinScape countertop I was talking about, next to a 32-inch smart TV while overlooking the beautiful lake of the RV show. All your lights are going to operate on a dimmer switch as well. So if whatever mood you want to set, you've got the power to do so. And a convenient bottle opener, which we all know will come in handy when nature calls. This model is really cool. Like I said, we're about 23.5 feet overall, but you're going to have three distinct areas. So this living area gets closed off when not in use through the use of this pocket door. Now making for a completely private bathroom. You've got your porcelain toilet separated from your shower. So again, we're not in wet bath land country. Tons of storage in the bathroom or in the shower to put soaps, loofahs, whatever you need in there. Oversized skylight. I'm 6'2" and I stand in there no problem. And we pair that up with a slow close, self-squeegeeing shower door, which I'm a huge fan of because it looks better than a curtain and it's a lot lighter and less prone to breaking than glass. This will be for your tankless, endless hot water heater. You've got little touches that I think add up all throughout the camper. Hooks, toothbrush and soap storage, and then a hideaway sink for when you are brushing your teeth. Now we turn to the bedroom, and I'm going to close this off again because you've got an additional pocket door to make for a true private bedroom. This is a fixed bed, so it's not a Murphy. I think it adds some very cool lighting underneath. You have storage that has been aluminum framed out underneath the bed. Deep storage on either side. Wardrobe storage, actually, so you're hanging clothes on both sides. And you can see how deep those cavities are for if you did have a CPAP machine. You've got additional USB, USB-C outlets, and also an inverted 110 outlet. So this is a incredibly well thought out bedroom. It is an oasis of solitude, some have described it. I love this floor plan. Makes a ton of sense for couples and small families with kids that are getting older, because you got one that's sleeping here, you're private, they can run in and out. This is a incredibly well constructed travel trailer. You've got all composite flooring. That is not an industry standard. It is an innovative product that Keystone RV came out with called HyperDeck, which it is incredible. It is 25% lighter than alternative plywood, and also it is water resistant, so it is not going to have those same soft spots, that same cracking that water or that plywood floors do over time. And then your walls, they are vacuum bonded and also composite. So I've just used a lot of words to say wood-free construction in your floors and walls, making for a very, very peaceful camp experience. Guys, like I said, we're in the Reign 19RK. Thank you for joining me. This is Chase with the Field and Sports Report. Super excited to hear your feedback as we continue to dive into this open house. Thanks.